So today's the day we say goodbye to the DS3 Crossback E-Tense. We've had it for a month with on.to, and I just thought I would go through the process with on.to, the handing back process, and how I found them. So it's like a mini review really, just going to be a short video, and just another excuse to flash my referral code back on the screen. Yeah, so on.to, my previous video was quite positive about on.to. The getting of the car was all very simple, the whole process was very slick, and the delivery was really good. So I just thought I would go through a few of the aspects of on.to and how I found it. Firstly, charging. Now, unfortunately, I didn't get a chance to use them, but the Shell and BP Pulse cards would have allowed me to get free charging anywhere, and they've just added from now, I can't remember now, Instavolt as well. So you now get an Instavolt card as well, which is fantastic because Instavolt are far better than either of these. If you find an Instavolt charger, then you should have a smile on your face because they always work and they're very reliable. So yeah, so that's great. So now you get Shell, BP and Instavolt, which really covers you for an awful lot of chargers in the UK. So that's the charging thing. Yeah, sadly I didn't get a chance to try that, but anyway, hopefully another time. Okay, so let's talk about the app. on.to have an app, and that was always the way you would unlock and lock and drive your car, in fact. But now they do give a key as well. And I've got to be honest, I use the key, or my wife and I used the key the whole time. We did not use the app. Now I did try to use the app once, and it did work, but it was a bit glitchy. It didn't unlock initially. So it just takes, and even just getting the car started, it would say that the key's not detected and things like that. So it's just a little bit glitchy. But, I mean, it's worked fine. I tried it just now and it does work. And I don't have the key with me. I do just use this. But I suppose I don't trust apps very much. And to be honest, I'm sick of apps anyway with all the charging networks. So, and I say that as an app developer. But, yeah, so I just use the physical key. And I know that the key is supposed to be just for emergencies, really. But still, I used it instead of the app. But I don't want to scare you off using the app or anything like that. And you know, we didn't even set it up for my wife, to be honest. But it would have been fine to use the app. I would have been okay with it. But it's great that you've got the physical key, and so you don't have to worry about it too much. The battery is showing 65%, which is actually accurate. So that's good, since the car itself does not tell you the battery percentage, and don't get me started on that. So that's good, at least that the app does show it. I did look at it the other day and it wasn't accurate. So looking at the on.to app, 57% it says. Yeah, I mean, I'm not great at maths, but that's more than 57, right? So that's what I would say about the app. It's fine, it works, but yeah, just a bit glitchy. But who cares, you get the key as well. I would actually prefer an RFID card. I know that's not feasible because where would they put the sensor, but it would be nice if it just had an RFID card that you could just wave, kind of like you do with a Tesla. To open a Tesla, you can put the key card up against the door. So that would be nice, but I appreciate that's not really possible. So to cancel the subscription, all you have to do is you can go online and then you fill in a cancellation form. And then a day is arranged for them to pick it up. I mean, ideally that would be the last day of your subscription. So my subscription ended the 8th of May, today's the 11th. But actually they emailed me back to tell me that logistically they just couldn't do it. They didn't have someone to pick up the car. Because bearing in mind you have to pick up and collect, or they have to pick up and collect the car. You can't drop it off somewhere. So because of that, we actually got it for a few extra days, and they didn't charge us for those extra days, which was good. So the fee is £49.50 for drop-off and another £49.50 for collection. And I was thinking, well, that's quite expensive. And it kind of is, really, when you add it to the cost of a car over a month. But when you think about it, I mean, I think my time is quite valuable. And actually £49.50 is not a lot for that, you know. It would cost me more than that if I tried to go somewhere and then get the train back. So it's not too bad, really, is it? But that said, it would be nice if they... Sorry, that whirring is the HUD, just going back down. Yeah, so it would be nice if you could drop off and collect at a depot somewhere, but perhaps they'll bring that back at some point in the future, in a kind of a COVID-free future. The handing back process, they sent an email and it just said, make sure there are no loose items in here. Make sure the items that were brought with the car are still in here, so that would be like the service book and the charging leads, of course. Make sure it's clean inside and out. So I've gone through and I've vacuumed, and it looks just as it did, I think, when they dropped it off. The outside is a bit dusty, but I'm not going to start washing the car because I would assume that they do give it a wash themselves. And the other thing is that they say make sure it's at 60% minimum state of charge, and it's at 65 apparently, so that's all fine. Some people had a few questions for me. There's a £1,000 excess. I may have mentioned this actually. There's a £1,000 excess for insurance, but I think it's up to £1,000, so it may not cost that much. You can report damage in the app. So you walk around when you finish the car and just double check, which I will do, but we haven't done anything as far as I'm aware. And you can take pictures if anyone else has gone through that process, and let me know. Additional drivers, that does actually cost a bit of money, because I mentioned that I was adding Flaviana, but I didn't say how much it was. It was £10 per month for an extra driver. You can take it to Europe, I believe, and there's a bolt-on cost for that. I don't know how much that is, and I was on the website just now trying to look and I couldn't find it, but it's good to know that is possible. I was wondering what the thing at the top of the windscreen is. It is actually a dash cam, and it records for a maximum of 17 seconds apparently, only when moving, and there's no sound, and it's just for insurance or if the police need to see it. So it's fine. All I would say, it kind of gets in the way a little bit more, and this DS3 doesn't have very much room in the windscreen anyway, but it's fine. It doesn't bother me. And also the driving, this is an interesting one, okay? The driving is monitored to allocate a driver score to your profile. So I guess if you drive like a maniac, then perhaps they'll tell you, well, we're not going to let you have any more cars. No real issue in the DS3 particularly, because it's not like it's a fast car, but I bet Tesla and I-Pace drivers might want to just rethink how fast they're going, or yeah. But I would like to know more details about that, because I don't know. But perhaps if you're doing 80 on the motorway, then perhaps they will tell you. So the overall cost, it was £49.50 for collection, £49.50 for delivery, £529 for the car, and that's all including VAT. So actually I'm going to put it through the business, so I do get the VAT back. But that's £628. And that seems like a lot. Well, it is a lot, in fact, but when you consider that it does include the insurance, and actually it's not that much more really than I was paying for the e-Niro. And you get the flexibility of course, swapping over for a different car at the end of the period if you wanted to. Which we were thinking of doing, but we're not going to, because in theory we have the Fiat 500 coming at some point. We only drove 144 miles in the end. So I'm not going to work out 628 divided by 144, because it just depressed me how much we paid for it. But anyway, it's been nice to try the car, and it's always fun to try a new EV. For people that use cars more often, then it certainly makes much more sense. And you get 1,000 miles in your package, and more can be added. And in fact, because it's a few days, we've had it for a few days more, they added another 100 miles to our package. So actually we had 1,100 and something. So that's really good. So that's it really, that's the whole process. And any minute now they'll be coming and collecting it. And hopefully everything will be fine. It all looks pretty clean, so I don't think there'll be a problem. I've got to say, great customer service with on.to. I have emailed them. They did accidentally send an invoice, which they shouldn't have, for these past 3 days, but I emailed back and they replied very, very quickly, just within a couple of minutes actually, and said that was a mistake, so that's fine, and they rectified that. So I found them actually a pleasure to deal with, really quick with emails, so that's great. And I think the whole process is brilliant. The idea is brilliant, and we probably should, as a world, we should be trying to move away from private car ownership, perhaps. So this kind of thing does make more sense, I think. But that said, I mean, we have the Nissan Leaf now, the second-hand Nissan Leaf, which only cost 5,250. So that, you know, that makes a lot of sense for us. And yeah, we do have the other car coming. Otherwise, I would have been inclined to do this, you know, forever, really, actually, because it does make a lot of sense. You know, and we were leasing the e-Niro before for 2 years, and actually, I would probably rather do this instead of leasing one car for the 2 years, because it's so nice to try different cars. And yeah, if we were going to continue doing it, then we probably would have gone for like a Zoe, Hyundai Kona. It would have been great to try that out. So anyway, that's it really. That's it. That's the end of my. I don't think I've got anything else on my list here. So that's all I have to say. But yeah, they're brilliant. Please use my referral code if you would like £50 off, and that gives me £50 off if I use them again in the future. And what can I say? That on.to have been brilliant. So yeah, let me know how you get on if you've used on.to. Loads of people, in fact, did comment to say that they've been using them for a while and they absolutely love them. So there's a lot of love for on.to, so that's great to hear. It's not just me. All right, that's enough waffle from me. Thank you very much for watching. Please press the subscribe button and the bell icon to be notified of other videos. Loads more coming, including the review of the DS3, which is going to be a fun one. So thanks a lot, and bye for now.